Hello everyone, it is Skyz here, and welcome back to another list video, I guess. It's not top 5. In Fallout 76, I've noticed that there is quite a bit of perks in the game, such as Heavy Gunner 1, Extra Heavy Gunner, Master Heavy Gunner, you know, the basic ones. Then we have some, really good ones like Tenderizer and Adrenaline, but then there's some really useless ones out there. And I don't know why they're in the game, even still. Like, either change them or get rid of them, in my personal opinion. So I've compiled a nice little list. This isn't going to contain things like Picklock 1, 2, 3, Hacker 1, 2, and 3. And that's just because those perks are considered pretty much useless, because unless you perk her, you can replace them all in a matter of 2 seconds. But without further ado, let's just jump right on in to Strength. So for strengths, I've chosen Basher. Now, why did I choose Basher? Well, one, who the hell still bashes in Fallout anymore? And second of all, Basher at level 1 gives you 25% more bashing damage, which, whatever, the occasional bash, whatever. But that gives you a 5% chance to cripple, and at level 2 it's 50% with a 10% chance to cripple. I personally don't see why this is still in the game. If the cripple was 50, then like 75%, I could see why, and maybe even buff up the damage. Maybe then Basher might be just a little bit worth it. But for right now, Basher is without a doubt the most useless fucking perk in Strength, without question. Even considering that Power Craft's a thing, but that's a different story. Honestly, if you're going to melee the enemy, why not just choose Gladiator, Slugger, or Iron Fist? There's no point in having Basher on your build at all. If you pull out of a perk pack, discard it. If you have a curl on your build, fucking get rid of it. Without a doubt, the most useless perk, in my personal opinion, in the Strength category. Let's just jump right into Perception, because Perception gets a little bit worse. For Perception, I've chosen Night Eyes. Now, Night Eyes is a 2-point card, and it grants you the ability to have night vision while sneaking. This might seem really useful at first, but you have to consider that night in Fallout 76 only lasts for like, God, I don't know how long, like 15 minutes. It's probably a lot longer than that, but it's definitely probably the most useless perk in Perception. If you're gonna go Perception, you might as well choose. If you're gonna have 2 points of Perception, you might as well go with something like, I don't know, Green Thumb and Bounty Hunter or whatever else, because those things you can actually sell. I wouldn't recommend it at all. Again, this card has a lot of potential. It's just Bethesda needs to either up the night cycle or change the effects of giving you bonus perception at night or something, because at this rate it's completely pointless. Usually I was going to choose one of the perks that give a small audio cue if there is, let's say, a bobblehead or a cap stash around. But those perks can actually be useful if you're trying to find cap stashes with the cap stash perk, or if you're trying to get bobbleheads to farm them up for later. But without a doubt, Night Eyes is definitely really useless. And the endurance perk on this list too also has the same issues as Night Eyes. You're gonna see in just a second. And for endurance, I've decided to go with all nighter, or all night long. Sorry. At level 1, it gives you a 20% reduced hunger and thirst at night. At level 2, it's 40. At level 3, it is 60. Now, this is definitely, without a doubt, probably the least useful perk in endurance by far. Just because, again, that the night cycle in this game doesn't last as long as most people like or might believe. Now, sure, every time I hop into a server, public server at least, it feels like I am always at nighttime. But without a doubt, it's definitely completely useless. Especially if you're a food build, I wouldn't recommend this. Go with like Fireproof or Rejuvenate or something, because this is completely pointless, without a doubt. Again, the last 3 have had somewhat similar to each other. Now this one is with Charisma. Now for Charisma, I've decided to go with Happy Camper. Now at level 1, this perk card gives you 20% reduced hunger and thirst either at a camp or a workshop, and level 2 gives you a 40% reduced hunger thirst at a camp or workshop. This also has a lot of issues too, kind of like all-nighter, because believe it or not, you may or may not be spending a lot of time at your camp unless you're building. But even then, having 40% reduced hunger and thirst doesn't seem important anymore, especially since Bethesda got rid of the need to eat or drink, which I find really nice. But at this point, Happy Campers is one of those perks that have just been kind of forgotten. Definitely probably one of my least favorite perks in the game. Would not recommend it whatsoever. For Intelligence, I've decided to go with Licensed Plumber. Now, Licensed Plumber on the surface might seem a little bit useful, with your pipe weapons breaking 20% more slowly and being cheaper to repair. At level 2, it is 40% breaks more slowly, and at level 6, it breaks 60% more slowly. Now, Intelligence is like the only thing I couldn't find anything that actually kind of sucked for it, maybe except for power or portable power. I decided with Licensed Plumber though, just because no one uses pipe weapons past like level 5. It's just not worth using at all. I wouldn't recommend it. If you're a plumber build, then go for it. But this doesn't go with tire or lead pipes either. It only goes with pipe weapons, such as the pipe pistol and all that, which is just a little bit more useless than ever before. I think this thing could actually stack with Gunsmith, but again, just use Gunsmith if you're really going to use pipe weapons or Demolition Expert. It's definitely better than using 3 points because you can put Nerd Rage on. But other than that, let's go on to the Agility perk, where I have a lot of issues, and what kind of sparked me to do this video. For Agility, I've decided to go with Goat Legs. Now, Goat Legs at level 1 reduces your fall damage by 40%. At level 2, it is 80% reduced fall damage. This is, without a doubt, really fucking useless. Because power armor, you know, no fall damage. And for stealth commandos and whatever else kind of builds that don't use power armor, there's this effect called free fall, and if you get them both on both legs, each of them reduced by 50%, which stack up to get 100%, which in turn gives you no more fall damage. This is why I find this shit completely fucking useless, and the reason why I decided to make this video. But we can't forget about the lucky stat. Now, for some reason, this was really hard because Luck has so many useless perks in this game. But I have narrowed it down to Mystery Meat. Now, why did I choose Mystery Meat? Well, it's because of the simple fact that at this point, food builds are really not. They're viable. They're just not popular, like really at all. And honestly, the meat it gives you, it's like chicken thighs and a bunch of other random crap. It doesn't give you any other benefits besides just the hunger. And it's basically a waste of 3 slots. I wouldn't recommend it. Go ahead and use something like Good with Salt, because that's actually useful for food builds. But that's all for another build video. And that brings us to the end of the video, guys. If you guys did enjoy it, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below what you think is the least useful perk out of this entire list, or in the game in general. Both that. My name is Skyz. Follow my Twitter. Again, my name is Skyz for people who are illiterate. And I will talk to you all at some point, because I am officially going back to Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Both that. Peace.